We love hip hop.
Let's move on. Tory Lanez finally speaks out. He posted on his Instagram page earlier 2 days ago. And there's a audio version of this message that I have on the screen here. All right. Tory came out the woodworks. He decided he's done with this shit. He's been sitting in jail for too long, stewing, and he decided he's going to come out, and from what he's saying and from the audio that I'm going to play in a minute, he has a lot of exposing to do, and because of the fact that he feels that he's been railroaded by the system, not only is he going to go for his appeal, but for every day that he is not freed or every day that he's not given any justice, he's really going to start going in. He's really going to start exposing the people who railroaded him, i.e. Rock Nation, I would suppose, and the powers that be. All right, so I'm going to go onto the We Love Hip Hop page. Follow us on our Instagram, We Love Hip Hop Network. And I'm going to play the audio because I have it there. It's on Tory's page too, obviously, but I'll play it from here.
Dear George Gascon, I write this message with the utmost humility, love, and respect for the remarkable steps that you've taken in regards to fighting for the justice of black and brown minorities. Today I take a stance as an innocent black man, wrongfully convicted of a crime I did not commit. I've watched 2 district attorneys from your office by the names of Kathy Tarr and Alex Bott unlawfully misuse their authority to hide and suppress any and all exculpatory evidence
Ted Macro, what up?
Me and furthers my innocence. I was completely robbed and deprived of a fair trial. So on May 8th, my lawyers will be arguing a motion for a new trial. Not only do I owe it to myself to fight for my freedom, but I owe it to my 6-year-old child, my family, my fans, and most importantly, the hundreds and thousands of black and Hispanic minorities that cannot adequately fight for themselves. For 3 years, the prosecution has manipulated a false narrative that has left me with no choice but to expose the practices, the behind-door deals, and the unjust system that was used to illegally convict me and countless other minorities. We elected you because of your outstanding eminence in making fair and correct judgments in the justice for people of color. So, Mr. Gascon, I come to you today as a wrongfully convicted black man, not asking for sympathy nor compassion, but for you to simply do what is fair and right in the laws of California, and most importantly, in the eyes of God. Dear George Gascon.
Big up Step It On Diggity. Big up Tin Rackro. So, the George Gaston guy, I guess that's the district attorney. Tory Lanez, for the people who are living under a rock, has been detained since December of 2022, right before the new year. He was convicted of 3 felony charges. Reckless endangerment, or reckless discharge of a firearm, assault with a deadly weapon, and possession of a firearm. Okay, this is stemming from the Meg Thee Stallion incident. For the people who were living under a rock, him and Meg Thee Stallion, they were in a limo, and Chelsea, they had a big fight. Chelsea being Meg Thee Stallion's friend, they had a big fight in the limousine. Shots were fired, and they're saying, and you know, there was the video of Megan running or walking backward with the police pulling them over, and in the end of the day, she was like, "He shot me. He shot me." Not she, not Chelsea. He, Tory Lanez. Okay, everybody was really locked into this whole court case. You know what I'm saying? There was all kind of lawyers, real lawyers, fake lawyers, Instagram lawyers, and everybody was really tuned into this case. And for the most part, we all thought that Tory Lanez had this hook, line, and sinker because of the fact that there was multiple inconsistencies when it came to Meg Thee Stallion's stories. They were changing, whether it was on Gayle King, different things were happening where people were not on Meg's side as much as they were in the beginning when the incident first popped off, and it took 2 years for this to come to trial. And in the end of the day, Tory Lanez was convicted. So since December, where are we now? We're in April 23rd to be exact. The man's been locked up. Okay? And I've mentioned this in other lives, for a guy who doesn't do jail all the time, we haven't heard of multiple detentions of Tory Lanez in the past. It's not part of his come up story that, you know, he was in jail for like 4 or 5 years, then came home to do this rap shit. Right? Tory Lanez's story doesn't go that way. Tory Lanez, you know, he bounced around all over the place, having a military family, or not military family, pastor, right? Missionary family. My bad. Right? Salute to his dad. And he's been homeless. He's been all over the place. However, jail nigga, he was not. Okay? So for him to be doing a bid right now for the last 5 ministry, thank you, Catch 22, for him to be doing a bid for the last 4 months, that's actually probably some of the longest time he's ever been in jail, to be honest. Okay, comment gang strong. If I'm wrong, let me know. Okay, if there's been a time that I don't know about Tory Lanez's history, that he did a 1-year bid and everybody, then you could tell me to shut up then. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm talking about. But from my outside view of Tory Lanez's history, I haven't really seen him have any long bid over a week or any detention for over a week. You know what I'm saying? He's been detained before. He had a gun charge a few years before this, when they found a burner in his vehicle. I think there was an assault charge at some point in the past. So he does have more than one mugshot. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of entertainers, there's a lot of people, period, who have mugshots who just never had to go and sit and do some time. That's a different type of feeling when they give you your folded orange jumpsuit and you know that you're not going to be going home at the end of the week. Like your lawyer's not going to be able to just fix this up and you'll be out of there. You're starting to get that feeling of finality. Like you start looking for, you know, maybe ways of escaping. Like, is there any like holes in the fucking concrete or something like this? Or what would somebody do if I had to escape this place? Right? Because at this point now, like, it's final. Your lawyer's not coming for you at the end of the week, like I said, to just be like, all right, that's enough jail time for you. That's enough of the prison experience for you. Time to go home. No. You're sentenced. Or you're not even sentenced. You're convicted. Now, we haven't even gotten the full defas. Okay? As we say over here. For the people in the States or other places, the full smack to the face or kick to the gut that he's supposed to feel. All right? He's gotten convicted, but we don't know for how long. So that's where you're going to really feel the this is final. Like, you could start counting days down. You feel me? He doesn't want to be in that position where, like, he now knows exactly how many days he has left in prison. Before we get to that point, let's have a discussion about why I'm here in the first place and how I got railroaded, rather than how much time I'm looking at down the pipeline. Okay? Because keep in mind, he has not been sentenced yet. Okay? His new lawyers, okay, let me reemphasize, his new lawyers, because he got rid of them dump truck lawyers that he had before. His new lawyers have been pushing back the hearing for his sentencing. Okay? And that's a tactic that a lot of lawyers use to try to get their information together, and you know, maybe fight that case for you. Because, and then, I don't know, I feel like I asked the Comment Gang this before. Once he's sentenced, or I might have asked Dusty, once he's sentenced, is it going to be harder for him to appeal rather than getting his appeal process going on now, and let's appeal this before you actually give me my years? Right? Maybe y'all can help me in the Comment Gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, once the sentencing is given out, like once the years are given out, does he have to now wait to a certain amount of time before he can go in for his appeal? All right? I haven't done that due diligence as far as like looking up the legal. I'm not a legal person. You know what I'm saying? But he's also looking at between 5 years to 25 or 22 years plus deportation. Right? So the judge might hit him with the full 22 years. Right? A lot of people doubt that, but who knows? At the same time, right now, by making this bold attempt, by making this this statement outwardly on the phone to the public, saying I'm about to expose people, this is a bold move. Keep this in mind. This is a bold move, because this could in turn affect that the way the judge looks at him if he's in the wrong. If he has nothing to expose, if he's just shooting blanks, and now he goes into his appeal process, they might not look at him the same if this information is not correct. Okay? If his expose happens and it's not really that big of a deal, the judge will turn around and say, all right, now that it's time to sentence you, I'm going to sentence you to the full time. You've wasted our time over here in the courtrooms with this appeal process and all this fuckery. 22 years. So for him to make this attempt, this move right now, this big public display, he's putting a lot on the line. Okay? In situations like this, if the person is guilty, if let's say he was assumed guilty of the things he's been convicted of at this point, the best bet is to to be as cool as you can, remorseful, all these different things, so that when the judge hands out the sentencing now, they don't slap you with the max. They can see that somewhere during this just deliberation process that you showed some kind of remorse, that you showed some kind of regret. You know what I'm saying? So now, you know, a tear might have fell out your eye to get some kind of sympathy from that judge, so he doesn't convict you to the fullest. He doesn't, as they say, throw the book at you. You feel me? So doing this right here, this could make him or break him. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if I'm way off base with that. Like, this is a bold attempt to let the people know, like, yo, I'm about to really open up the vault. And also, he said every day. Now let's play it again.
I write this message with the utmost humility, love, and respect for the remarkable steps that you've taken in regards to fighting for the justice of black and brown minorities. Today I take a stance as an innocent black man, wrongfully convicted of a crime I did not commit. I've watched two district attorneys from your office by the names of Kathy Tarr and Alex Bott unlawfully misuse their authority to hide and suppress any and all exculpatory evidence that exonerates me and furthers my innocence.
Okay, so the Gaston guy is the judge. He's talking to the judge in this one. So you're literally talking to the judge. If you're wrong, it's going to look crazy. So he can't afford to be wrong when it comes to any allegations or anything that he's saying in the situation right now. Okay? He can't be shooting blanks. I ain't gonna lie. This shit is so confusing, man. Fuck. Hold on, there's like some crazy noise going on outside here. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm so confused with this. Like, at some point in time, before the whole trial went down, and even while the trial was happening, and you know, the deliberations and the whole circus that was happening, and still, no matter what, I'm still Team Tory, but I was Team Tory innocent. Like, yeah, come on, fam. Like, this is a hook. This is a slam dunk. Like, free the man. And I still feel that way. But when the case finally came to par, when the judge finally was like, all right, or the jury finally came back with their decision, based on all the different things that were happening, I had to just go with, not to say that I had to go with what the judge was saying or what the justice system was saying, but if we're going to be leaning so much, and that was my stance at the time, if we're going to lean so much on innocent until proven guilty, if he now is proven guilty, we got to live with that. And that was my stance at the time. I still believe that you got to live with whatever, because that means your lawyer didn't do the job that he or she was supposed to do at the same time. But I also do agree that the system can be dirty as hell. And we're never, ever, 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 ever going to leave that on the table and act like there's not a dirty system, that man can't get railroaded. Especially, like, you can see some discrepancies in his case. He brought in a witness that was supposed to be a witness for the defense. And by the time that witness left, he became a witness for the prosecution. Like, they just flipped that dude over like a pancake. Pause. Easily. It didn't even make no sense. It's like, why did you bring this guy in here for him to talk against you? Right? It was like an error in judgment by the lawyers. You know what I'm saying? And it's in the end of the day, people have to take accountability. Even if you have to take accountability for hiring a shit lawyer. You could be completely innocent and have the money for a lawyer. Because it's not like Tory Lanez, I understand what he's saying in this thing here about being railroaded and how black men always get railroaded all the time. I can't speak today. However, a lot of black men who get railroaded have to deal with the legal aid system. We can't afford, high-priced lawyers and stuff like that. Which in Tory Lanez's situation, he had a high-priced lawyer. He just gave his money to the wrong high-priced lawyer. He gave his money to a dump truck. Dumped all his money into a truck. Just dumped that shit somewhere else, into his own fucking pocket. And here you are, sitting in jail, sentenced or convicted, waiting for sentencing. So, yes, railroading was involved from what we can see from certain things and certain inconsistencies, but it's also his lawyer's responsibility to be able to nip that in the bud and objection, whatever you need to do in the courtroom, where none of that stuff will affect his case and his innocence. Right? Accountability has to be taken on both sides. You might have just hired the wrong lawyer, my G. But he got the right one now, apparently. This guy is the same guy who's gotten Suge Knight out in different cases in the past, and I forget who else people he's represented. But he's also taken a super huge L. You're having to pay for this lawyer after shelling out a whole bunch of money to a trash lawyer. Just because they've been proven guilty doesn't mean now you're going to get the money back. That lawyer gets to keep that money, even though he lost the case. And now you have to take more money to pay a new lawyer. What more do you want from me? Like, the man's not home to make more money all the time. He's depending on the streams from existing catalog. So eventually, things are going to start getting low as far as the financial department. There's only so much you could keep on paying out to the legal system when you're not actually here as an entertainer to make more money entertaining. You know how much bags are being left on the table right now that Tory Lanez could be making from touring? We're getting close to the summertime. He would be on all the festivals. You feel me? So it's kind of like in the Comic Gang, a catch-22. Right? Like, he's in a sticky situation because this new lawyer that he's spending the money on, this shit better work. Because if it don't, we're not seeing Tory Lanez for at least 5 years. And the next time we do see him, he'll be here in Toronto, deported. Unless he wins the appeal. If he wins the appeal, then all bets are off. He's back home. He's back in Miami. He's doing his thing. But one question I want to ask you guys before I get off of this whole Tory Lanez debacle. Let's say, and let's do a hypothetical here. If Tory Lanez beats if he wins his appeal, is everything going to be back to normal? Is it back to business? Will he be able to come home? Is he going to get apologies? Will he be able to bounce back to where he was before? Let's do a 3-part question. Is it a dub for him? Like, nobody's going to believe him. Like, everybody's going to be like, you're the guy who shot the chick, but you got your appeal, but we still don't believe you. We're off of this. We're not listening to your music anymore. Or last scenario, and the best scenario, he beats this case and now he comes back stronger than before. He gets the highest amount of attention he's ever gotten. And this is the time now to release all your music, the I Told You So songs, everything. Right? Which one of the scenarios are we seeing from Tory? Is it a dub? Does he come back and people just receive him okay, but he's got to work his way back back to our hearts? Or he comes back and it's just a super W. Everybody's streaming him. He gets more popular than Drake even. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Comment gang crown. And while y'all are thinking about that as well, do remember we're on Twitch. If y'all want to check out the Twitch the stream on Twitch, it might be easier on the bandwidth if you're traveling. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up on our Twitch, We Love Hip Hop, and hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? It helps with the algorithm. But yeah. Is Tory going to come back and be the guy? 22 says, or 24 says, another dweeb. B-Town waste youth. Holy. What you got against B-Town, fam? Chill. Let's remember on his come up, this guy was dissing Drake. Now he be crying about features. Jojo says when he was Loud Banks in Toronto. When was Loud Banks in Toronto? Or Lloyd Banks, you mean? He was in Toronto like last Thursday. I'm gonna ask the question again to the comment gang. Will Tory Lanez, and let's narrow the question down. Will Tory Lanez make a massive comeback if he wins his appeal? Will it be business as usual, like he's going to be the next biggest thing? He beat the case, first day out song, and now Tory's really good. Like I'm talking about way crazier than before that radio that he did, the little radio there, the lockdown radio. You know what I'm saying? Quarantine radio. Like way hotter than before quarantine radio. You know what I'm saying? Or when he was doing quarantine radio. Like 10 times hotter than quarantine radio. Does he come home and get that kind of love? Or is it a dub? Like, nah, you home, but we don't believe you. Just stay low. We don't want to hear from you. Which Tory Lanez are we getting if he wins his appeal? I'm going to ask that question first, and then I got one more question for the comment gang. So is it a super W for him when he comes home? Or is it an L? Okay? Is it a W for Tory Lanez if he wins the appeal and he's back on these roads with a big record? Or ain't nobody gonna care? He's gonna be a loser. He's gonna be an L. You're the nigga who came home, but we still think you shot a chick in the foot. Maybe I'm asking the wrong audience because most of the audience over here, we from the GTA, we're from Toronto, different places. So I feel like we might have a built-in bias. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of people here are riding for Tory, no matter what they heard, no matter what the verdict was. We're in the States, like, salute to Poetic Flacco. He was like, man, Tory, come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You know you did it. I was like, damn, nigga, give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? Biggerton says, the only way he beats the case is if he submits to the industry. You know what that means, too. I know what that means. Okay? You know what that means. Somebody's innocence is going to get taken, right? For real, for real. For real, for real. For real, for real. I could agree with that. He really bucking the system. He's not trying to play ball. He's really bucking the system right now. So I don't really think he's trying to submit to the industry at this point in time. Okay? I think he's more on this F the industry-ish. See what I did there? I blocked all my cursing. Yeah, he's like on that F that ish. Right? Last question I have for y'all on this. Do y'all think that he will win his appeal? With all the evidence that has come out, whether it's from Meg Thee Stallion's side of things, whether it's the case that's unfolded in front of our eyes and the trial and everything, do you think that he has a case? Do you think, and could be a yes or no in the comments, that when he goes to his appeal case, May 8th, I think it's going to be, that he will win the appeal? Okay, let me know in the comments. Comment gang strong. Will Tory Lanez win his appeal and touch road? Okay. I'll even make it easy for you guys and make a poll here in the comments. Will Tory win his appeal? Let's ask the community. Hold on. There we go. Will Tory Lanez win his appeal? Okay. Click says his appeal isn't May 8th. May 8th is the date when him and his lawyer will go to court to see if he gets a retrial. Okay. And somebody just jumped in right away with the yes. Okay, so let's rephrase the question then. Will Tory get a retrial? 3 question marks. Will Tory get a retrial? Okay, I got a poll that's up here right now. Pause. And I want to know from the comment gang. Okay. Tory Lanez is I guess looking for a retrial right now to get everybody back into court and retry this case. Okay. I feel that, and I'm going to give you guys my honest feelings on this case. And this is with all due respect. And I'm not here to say whether he's guilty or innocent. I feel that Tory Lanez did let off a firearm. However, and this is just my opinion. I don't have any real evidence, or this is just my opinion based on what I've seen go through, and just his vigor, his this is how sure he seems in his innocence. That yes, something bad happened that night, and he let off a ting. But the bullets that came out of that gun that was in his hand wasn't the bullets that hit Meg Thee Stallion in the foot. Okay? This means that there was somebody else who was shooting a gun at the time, and there was 2 people there that could have been doing it besides Meg herself, and I don't think Meg shot herself. And that's Chelsea and the bodyguard. And maybe that whole case needs to be re-examined to see which one really out of the 3 of these people let off the shot that hit Meg Thee Stallion. Okay? I feel that there was a struggle over a gun at some point in time. And after that struggle, the incident got escalated. And then that's when Meg got hit. You know what I'm saying? However, let's not take away from the fact that he did let off a firearm that night, because and I'm not going to go by even just what the neighbor said, but there was a few different witnesses that said that he let off a firearm that night. However, I don't feel that the shells that came out of him when he was letting off that firearm are the ones that hit Meg Thee Stallion in the back of her foot. That's just my opinion. Women's groups, don't come for me. I'm here to protect black women at all cost. Okay? But just from my opinion of what I see, I don't think he shot her. All right? Y'all could, this is live. You know what I'm saying? You can stamp this, you can do whatever, screen record it. You know what I'm saying? If I decide to be a pussy and try to take it back. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. T-Dot, what up? Wagwan. Let's see what the poll is saying here before we move on. 7 votes on will Tory get a retrial? 71% says yes. 29% says no. I'll leave this up for a little while longer before we while we continue.
We love hip hop.